Good evening, friends. Thank you for tuning in to another stream for today as we celebrate this exciting day for Church World Service with our 80th anniversary. My name is Nick Gliha, and I am one of the community engagement specialists here with Church World Service. And I work with crop hunger walks and congregations in Illinois and Wisconsin. I actually just got back from a crop walk this past weekend. It was an amazing experience, but it was one of those things that the morning of, you weren't sure how it was going to work out. It was cold, it was dark skies, it was rainy, windy, all that stuff. And then we all went in for the rally. We got our people excited. We started to believe that there was a world where there was enough for all, right? And as we all started to walk out, kind of preparing ourselves for the cold and the dark and the damp, we opened the doors and what do we see but sunshine and warm weather? And I think that is not just representative of what Church World Service aims to do locally, nationally, and internationally, but also a representation of what today's story is going to be about. So I want to introduce you to Orfelina. She is an agricultural technician in Honduras. Before the sun rises in rural Honduras, Orfelina is already awake for the day. And in that time, she's shared a simple breakfast with her daughter and her husband. And she gives a whispered prayer for safety for her, her family, her community. And then she sets out. She walks along some dusty roads through fields that once struggled to produce enough in order to survive. Orfelina has been walking these roads for more than 16 years. And she's an agricultural technician working with Church World Service's local partners. But as we all know, titles don't really capture all of what she really does and who she is as a person. My crop hunger walk coordinators, I'm sure you know that there's a lot that falls into the bucket of coordinator. So who is Orfelina? What does she do? What type of person is she? She's someone that listens. She listens to her community's needs and worries. She teaches and tries to find solutions to those worries and needs. She carries heavy sacks of grain on her shoulder. She kneels in the dirt beside families, showing them how to restore soil that's been exhausted by years of drought and hunger and loss. And I want to be clear, there were years when things were very dark. Families had faced rising food costs and failing harvests. And when you couple that, that means children go to bed hungry. And when children go to bed hungry too many nights in a row, parents watch as sickness spreads. Anemia, malnutrition, so on and so forth, just because there simply wasn't enough nutritious food available. Some families survived on one meal a day, and that was just normal. And others wondered if they'd have to leave their homeland entirely to not just stay alive, but to try and find a new beginning for themselves. In those moments, it wasn't just food that was missing, was it? It was hope. And I would say it was dignity. But Orfelina didn't walk away from that reality. No. She walked right into it and said that this is not how it has to be. That she believed that there is a world where there is enough for all, where there's a world for enough food, voice, and everyone to have a safe place to call home. And so she began helping families plant vegetable gardens right outside their homes. So food wasn't some distant promise all the way out there, but rather literally right outside your door. She started to train parents in sustainable gardening practices that would protect the land instead of depleting it. She helped build poultry coops, grain silos, eco-stoves, safe sanitation practices, and each one of these small little changes, each made a life-saving difference for her and her community. She worked family by family, understanding that the wall of resilience isn't built all in one sweep, but rather brick by brick, step by step. And for Orfelina, scarcity wasn't the end of the story. It was just the starting point for her. And slowly, my gosh, friends, things began to change. Gardens, they became medicine against malnutrition. Children started to grow stronger. Families who once received chickens passed their first hatchlings to their neighbors, turning this aid into a network of care, a ripple effect of how generosity and care can provide for so many more people than just the initial ones. And when Orphelina once saw half-finished plots and empty plates and hungry bellies, she now sees harvests that last. She sees dignity that's growing. She sees children that are thriving for the next generation. This is why Orphelina calls herself part of the strong hand that feeds the world. I mean, my gosh, what a quote. Who here does not want to say that they are part of the strong hand that feeds the world? Amen? But here's the truth. Orphelina didn't do that alone. Because you are a part of that journey too. When you gave to Church World Service, when you give today to Church World Service, you become the spark that makes this possible. Your generosity provided the training that Orphelina delivered to her community. Your generosity supplied the seeds that planted into those gardens. It was your generosity that provided the tools, the livestock, and the safe storage that turned one season of help into years of stability. Your gift became clear water. Your gift became nutritious food. Your gift was sustainable income. A future where families don't just survive crisis, but boy, oh boy, do they rise beyond it. That is what lasting change is all about. It's not a one-time fix. It's not some fleeting headline. It's not some legislative promise that never comes to pass, but hope that takes root and just keeps growing. This Giving Day, the world can feel heavy. I mean, just take a moment, open up your news app on your phone, scroll for about 30 seconds, and you'll say, yeah, things feel heavy. Hunger's rising, costs are rising, needs are rising. But how about we all decide to take a page out of Orphelina's book and say that scarcity isn't the end of this story, and rather it is an opportunity. Because one spark, as we can see, can change everything. So will you be that spark with us? Will you stand with families like Orphelina? Will you stand with families that are rebuilding their lives? We will invite you to give today, with all donations today being matched, to help us make a world of difference for more families out there and help light the way forward. We so appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. Stay tuned in for the rest of this evening and have a wonderful rest of your night.